This episode of Ash on Comics is brought to you by Dave's Hot Chicken. Because when you need chicken, you need it to be hot. And also by Pringles, because that's what Eric Breen drinks. And Diet Coke, because that's... Wait, did I say he drinks Pringles? Yeah, he drinks Pringles. Anyways, what's going on, everyone? I'm house sitting. So I'm away from home, but I figured I'd do a Wednesday video. I haven't done one in a while. It reminded me I used to do, when I started my channel, I was doing a lot of house sitting, and I did a lot of the videos here, hanging out with the dogs and stuff, and I would start on my thing, as much of you guys know me, one of the dumb things I would always do on my video is put an In-N-Out burger. I would unbox an In-N-Out burger. And today I was at In-N-Out, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And I remembered Dave's Hot Chicken is right next door to In-N-Out, and it's new. And I'm not going to say I like it better than In-N-Out. That'd be sacrilege, but I might like it better than In-N-Out. It's really, really... Now, I like burgers more than chicken sandwiches, but this is the best chicken sandwich I've ever had. If you have a Dave's Hot Chicken near you, you're lucky. If you don't, hopefully you have it In-N-Out. Now, In-N-Out is way more bang for your buck. One bad thing about Dave's Hot Chicken is it's not cheap. I think this whole thing was like 13 bucks. This is the number 3 combo. I figured we're going to do an unboxing video. Let's unbox some food, because why the hell not? It's a new year. Happy 2022. Thank God 2021's gone. Let's pray that we're not still on a decline. But here's an unboxing. It was Dave's Hot Chicken. I love this place. I'm a big advocate. And this is what it looks like inside. They only served one thing there. Chicken tenders. Or sliders. You go, Ash, that's 2 things. Except it's the same tender. So you get tender on a bun or tender without a bun. That's the one thing. Well, you get fries too. And you need Dave's hot sauce. Well, it's the chicken sauce. Fantastic. One thing I want to say, you have a number 1, number 2, number 3. It's real simple. You either get 2 tenders, 2 sliders, or it's tender and a slider. That's what I got, because I show off both. This is crazy. The slider is really a whole sandwich. It looks, they call them sliders. I don't know why. I just made a mess. And then pickles. Who doesn't love pickles? I know someone doesn't love pickles. Here I am eating on a stream. I normally don't eat. Well, I just wanted to show this off. This is fantastic. It's one of my favorite things. If you do happen to have one of these in your area, always make sure you get a sauce. And always make sure you ask for honey. They're going to give you ketchup for your fries. You can just toss those out. This is for the fries. This is to drizzle on your chicken. And then I discovered, because someone showed me, you pour the honey in this, and it turns an amazing... It's kind of like a Chipotle aioli. Is the best thing I can compare it to. It just turns it into magic. This is one of my favorite places. I saw it. I was like, it's a new year. I'm gonna splurge, treat myself. Hot and spicy fries. They give you a slice of bread if you get a tender. I don't know if you can see it under there. It's just a white piece of bread. I guess that's fine. I'm gonna mac on this. And then we're going to come back and we're going to unbox some things. And I also got my pull for the week. So go get yourself a snack. Some Pringles. Eric Breen. I know, Eric. Don't finish the Pringles before the video's over. Slow down. Pace yourself. We got more to come. Not going to lie. That was really good. My mouth's a little bit on fire. It's not that bad. But I get the hot chicken. Well, it's Dave's Hot Chicken. They have 7 levels of heat. I get 5th level. They have basically no heat, extra mild, medium, and I get hot, and then there's something above hot, and then there's Reaper. And I'm like, the hot, I could probably stand the next level, but it gets to a point where your heat to pleasure ratio anyways, you don't want to hear about chicken. I added a sticker to my book, so now I've got 2. I don't know what the third one's going to be. If they ever bring Mod Pizza down here, I don't know if you guys, anyone live where there's a Mod Pizza? It's MOD. That place is the best. Anyway, so this is my comics for the week. Oh, here's my receipt. Always show you receipts. Picked up some books. I know you guys are all about seeing comic hauls. I can't get them out. Let's move this aside. All right, I didn't order this. In fact, I forgot to even put one of them, put the board in. So there we go. Good boy number 2. I still haven't read number 1 yet because I can't find a digital copy of it. If anyone can find a digital copy for me to have as a backup. I like reading on my iPad, and I get lazy on physical copies on reading them. But I'm probably just going to have to... It sounds so bad to be like, just first world problems, have to read it like a normal person. But I love the concept of this book, and I just have a good feeling about it. I have no idea if it's good. I'm just buying the comic. It's kind of fun, though. It's been a long time since, when I left comics, it was still the 90s, and you could walk it. There was an internet existed, but it wasn't like we think of it today. There was no social media. It was a pain in the ass to use. Everyone had dial-up. And so it wasn't... You pretty much, to find out what you're going to get, like you went to the comic book store and just looked on the shelves. Nowadays, you research early. Everything's solicited. You follow people on Twitter. You find out you're blocked. Then it's even harder to get their books, which you shouldn't... Anyways, I would digress. This was kind of fun. I saw this and... picking it up. I like indies. Obviously, we do the show. If you follow us, most Wednesdays. Not this Wednesday though. Not tonight, unfortunately. But our boy Skip's got the woo flu. So and also I'm not at home to do a proper stream. But anyways, good boy. If you guys are reading this, let me know how much you like it. If it sucks, tell me it sucks. I don't care. I'm hoping it's good, but I sometimes I like buying books on a gut hunch, and this one just seemed interesting. Kind of a twist on the John Wick thing. It's a dog man and his partner, which was a human. It's in a world where dog people and human people coexist, and his human partner was killed, so now you get the point. Came in a bag because I think I special ordered this one. I forget how anyways, but I digress. So, Echolands. It should go this way. This is a book that is, it's not my favorite book. I'm going to be honest with you, but I love collecting this book. This is a fun book to collect. Partly because it's an ongoing series, as far as I can tell. Although you can never really tell these days, so I'm crossing my fingers. It's an interesting gimmick, and it is a gimmick in many ways. But, gimmicks aren't necessarily bad. This book reads in landscape. But unlike every other landscape book that I've ever had the mispleasure of reading, I've never liked any of them. The staples are still here, and you have to fold up like a calendar, and it's just a pain to read. And when I heard about this being a landscape book, I was like, oh, geez, I don't know. But then I found out, this is the binding over here, and it actually opens up. And I'm not going to open this one I have on the previous pulls to show you. It makes for an ultra-wide format, because when they do these 2-page spreads, it's just majestic. And this is not necessarily the best cover that they've done, but I love the fact that the art on the cover represents exactly the art you're getting in the book. This isn't like some special artist that they got to make a beautiful cover and you open it up and it looks like shit. This is exactly what the inside looks. It's beautiful. This is a book that I love buying for the art. It feels like an art piece each time. The story is serviceable. It's not bad, but it's nothing to write home about. I'd say the writing is like 3 stars. The art is 5 stars. And I love this format. High quality publishing. It's got nice thick cardboard covers, glossy. They're just beautiful. If you see these in your store, take a look at them. It's only on issue number 5. It's not a hard book to get. Like, it's not like it's a hot item yet. You never know. So if you want to get this, you can. You can probably find them quite easily in the back issues. Oops. Yeah. So check it out. I recommend. It's an Ash recommend. There's another book I collect regularly. A little bit miffed on this. Noctera is on a short hiatus, is my understanding, which I don't have any beef on. I would much rather have a book on hiatus than have a fill-in artist or to have mediocre issues. A couple months is no big deal. So independent if you're going to keep the same writer-artist team on every single issue, but they need, every year they need to take 3 months off or whatever, so be it. Like, fine. The thing that annoys me about this is the Blacktop Bill special. As you can see here, it's not issue 7. So we left off on issue 6. Why not just make this issue 7? In fact, it's a little thicker than normal. I don't know if it's double-sized. I don't think it's quite double-sized. But it does feel thicker than normal. It's only $3.99 still, so if that's true, bravo for not raising the price point, Scott. And this is great. This is a fun book. I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of world building. Scott Snyder's the writer. Tony S. Daniel is the artist. Great art. Way better than what you're going to find in the mainstream books. I think I've reviewed some of these books. We talked about them. And if you like... I know Scott Snyder's not everyone's cup of tea. The reason I like Scott Snyder is for his imagination. He's not a very literary writer. He's very plot-driven. He does rely on exposition too much at times, but I don't mind. I don't read Scott Snyder because I think he's the most brilliant writer ever. I just want a fun story. I read Scott Snyder is kind of the equivalent to like a good popcorn film maker, like a Michael Bay perhaps, or whoever it is that makes movies, big blockbuster movies that you like, but it's not necessarily a big critically acclaimed filmmaker. I'm going off in the weeds. I like Noctera. I'm looking forward to reading this. I just don't know why they didn't make this an issue 7. I don't... Why special issue? Whatever. Thor. Look, it's a Marvel book. Dun, dun, dun. It's issue 20. It's a pretty cool cover. I like it. God of Hammers Part 2. I'm not going to lie, I'm actually behind on this book. Not because I don't like it. It's just I have a lot of books. Oh, not that many that I get every week, but I'm reading trades and other things and things in my life, and it just sometimes you get behind on a book. You get it, you don't read it, then the next issue comes out and you're like, oh, well, I can't read this issue because I haven't read the last issue. So you're like, okay, I'll read it, and then you just forget. And my problem is, since I read everything digitally, it's not like I have a read pile just sitting there, right? I get them, I get a backup of the book, and I take it and I file it away in a box, and then now it's just a digital file, and I forget that it's there sometimes. And I'm like, oh yeah, every once in a while, RDV will be, friend of the channel, RDV, will nag me, or not nag me, he'll razz me and say like, hey, have you read Thor yet? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still buying that book. I've been enjoying it for where I left off. I'm not going to tell you how far I am behind because it's embarrassing, but I don't mind. I'm collecting it still, and I'm going to be able to catch up. And last but not least is Blade Runner 2029. This is another book I'm behind on. This one I don't hate... So, yay, it's a good... I don't hate the book. This is a little bit of a letdown from 2019. 2019 was awesome. I love 2019. 2029, it's okay. It's a different writer, Mike Johnson. So I kind of expected that going in, but 2019 was so good, and I like collecting comics. If you earn my fandom, I guess, for lack of a better word, I'll keep buying the book, even if it goes through a dry spell. Now, this book has not gone bad. It just went kind of mediocre. And I'm like, okay, they can't all be home runs. Sometimes it's just got to be a base hit. So I am behind on this, but I'm going to finish it out because I love Blade Runner. I loved that first series, and I like collecting, and I like having the whole enchilada, if you will. So I like the Sid Mead alternate covers. That's what you see here. If you're like, why? That's an ugly cover. It doesn't really make for a good comic cover, I admit. Sid Mead, by the way, SYD, here's his name, SYD-MEAD. If you're not familiar with him, go Google him. His art, this is like a napkin sketch for him. He's an amazing artist. He made it really big in the 80s. He's what's known as a futurist. And he was hired to do designs for the original Blade Runner. That's why he's featured on this book. The original film designs were done by Sid Mead. When futurists were hired once upon a time, I don't think that's a thing anymore, but to kind of imagine what the future would be like. And Sid Mead was the best of the best. So that is my haul today. Not too big. I'm really cutting down on the books. There is one I'm actually waiting on. I got the King's Vengeance, trying to find. Apparently, there's been an issue getting it in my store, but that's a book I'm looking for. So I want to get that. Here's the books. Which one do you think is going to be the best? Let me know. And we're going to move on to an unboxing next, because that's something that happens. I believe a Christmas gift of sorts. I'm going to assume. I'm going to treat it like a Christmas gift. This is from my partner in crime, Skip and Tosh. I don't know what's in it. I have not opened it. I got my super big giant knife here that I use for package opening. These are great. I should have bought more of these. The 7-Eleven, once upon a time, I remember going in there, they just had like a jar by the counter, and they were selling these for like $1. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll get one of these for $1. That's handy. But I use this thing all the time because it's so small, and it's just handy. And I'm like, I want like 2 or 3 more of these just for different occasions. Keep one in the car, or whatever. I'm in the weeds again. So one thing bad about opening packages with knives with comics inside is I get nervous. I don't want to slice the books. And Skip does a really terrific job wrapping the sides here with tape, so to mitigate water. If it sat in a puddle, this would be drenched, but if it's just under light rain, nothing's leaking in the side. Commendable. Skip, thank you for taking that extra care. When people take care like that, it's nice and appreciative, but also it's a kind of a sign of respect, that they think about you, like they care that you get it. They are putting extra time and effort into what they're doing for you, and that matters, So it matters to me, and I'm just really kind of blabbing right now as I try to open this box. I don't know what this. I have a feeling this is something that I just probably haphazardly cut by. And Skip. I know what it is. I'm going to use it now too, as a matter of fact. I actually have a few of these, but I'm not going to mind a few more. Just like the knife. One's not enough. Jeez. I don't know how that paper is sounding on the mic. It probably sounded terrible, but this is coasters. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Now, these are the cheap disposable kind of coasters you might find at the bar. That compressed paper. I forget what that's called, but I don't know. These were given out as promos for the Reckless series. And it's cool. This is a kind of a promo that I like. When we do our criminal cash shows, I usually have a bourbon with me that I'm sipping on, so I can have it sitting on my Reckless coaster. Now I got 2. Thank you, Skip. I like also that he uses painter's tape, which you can see it rips off the cardboard easier than cutting through it. Painter's tape is great because it doesn't stick too much, and so if it does accidentally stick on your comic, then you probably can peel it off without damaging your book. So I'm just gonna pull these off. I like this little stand that I invested in that you guys can't see, but the phone is mounted in. Allows me to do these like overhead shots, so I can actually do an opening unboxing on camera, and I just got to keep it centered. The weird thing is the phone, because the lens of the camera is off. It's like in the bottom corner of the phone. It's like it's not centered, so I have to. To me, when I'm doing stuff, it's off to the side instead of in front. Like if I put something right in front of me, it's off to, not centered. So I have to, it's not natural. Man, if it did get sit in the rain, this would have protected it really nice. Look at that. All this extra care. Are you enjoying me just open plastic bags? Oh, look, it's free comic book day. It's free. Free comics. I have free comics right now. More painter's tape. Good, good. See? And this should, if I can get a nail under it. Yeah, just peel right off. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you for not using Scotch tape. And thank you even more for not using that other tape that's like Scotch tape, but it's like the really clear. You know what I'm talking about. That stuff sticks to plastic, and it just does not want to peel off. It's a pain in the ass. And then also, finally, thanks, don't use duct tape. I've gotten packages like this where it's like duct tape. I'm like, come on. Painter's tape. Perfect. You can tell Skip is a pro. This is why I partner up with him, so I can learn things. All right, I have no idea what any of this is, but Skip, if you're watching or listening, thank you very much for, you know what? Thank you very much just for all of 2021. I think I've known you a little bit longer than that, but I think it's been about a year. I don't know when we did our first show. Has it been 2 years? Should find out when that was. But thank you. You've become a friend over that time, and your pleasure to do. To collaborate with. I have a great time. And truth be known, I probably wouldn't even have much of a channel at this point without you. So I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful that you have the generosity to give your time and money or whatever to send me some books. So let's find out what these are. No! You can't see my face because I didn't face reveal, but I was looking shocked. This is Bad Idea something issue. Oh, no, sorry, not Bad Idea. Bad Idea is the publisher. It's ENIAC. This is number 3, which means I'm going to guess number 2 is in here. Yep, there's number 2. There's number 4. Dude, yes, I got number 1 from you a while back. Now I can finally finish reading it. So stoked. Thank you so much. I cannot find these. I still have never seen a live copy book ever, except for the one you sent. I think you sent me more than one. A couple of books. Yeah, you sent me 3 number 1s of various books. My brain is blanking at the moment. The only the ones you sent me. I feel like you're making these yourself. Maybe. Are you printing these out yourself? Anyways, Tankers, number 2. Robert Venditti. This is one of the number 1s you sent me. So was ENIAC. So number 2. Is this number 3? Yes! Dude. Thank you. Do the emoji. Thank you. Skip. I don't get much for Christmas. I don't have much in the way of friends and family. So every Christmas gift, or any gift in general, matters quite a bit. And just having people at this stage of the game and at my age, and just people taking the time to think about you, let you know that you matter. It's really special, and I don't know how to express it anymore on camera without going too mushy. Thank you. I do have some books to send you. Probably not going to be as cool as Bad Idea books, but I think you'll like them. I just got to get off my ass and do it. And now you've given me a good motivation. So this is the last thing I have to open. Let's see what it is. I know what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure because I ordered it. But I saw this and I really wanted it, and then it was impossible to find anywhere locally, and I got really dismayed and I was bummed. And so I went online, and the magic realm of the interwebs, where you can find anything if you look hard enough. And so I did, and I paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but I paid a lot less than I had to, because when things are artificially rare, this is a variant cover of a book that I wanted, and I couldn't get this cover. A little spoiler, so I think some of you might be able to guess what this is. Nicely packaged by the eBay seller, by the way. I'm going to get some positive feedback. Nice Gemini mailer. Which I love these because I can save them and then put in my own shipping label over it. So do that. Skip didn't use a Gemini, I don't think, but he used a good mailer too. And then you can send them off. Skip used media mail, and it was a really nice, affordable price. I'm going to have to remember that. Oh, look at this person they didn't use the painter's tape, but they made tabs. Oh, you see these little tabs so I can grab. They did use... Okay, that's weird. You use painter's tape, but then you put packing tape over the painter's tape. Oh, that's because... Can you see? Painter's tape. So he's got some sort of system going on here. He's got sandwiched in between two cardboard. Then inside is a comic. The painter's tape holds the comic to one side of the cardboard. So these tabs... Oh, this is kind of clever. If I pull these tabs... Take notice if you're a person who ships content, by the way. And this cardboard here, this is, I can tell, it's like hand cut. Slightly, maybe like half a centimeter larger than the comic. So that the comic is inside and the edges can kind of protect. Obviously, it's in the Gemini mailer anyway, but this is a kind of a clever system. So now I can pull this right off, and I got a comic. And now the painter's tape, which has also got tabs. You didn't need to do that, but it makes it convenient. I appreciate that extra effort, especially from someone who isn't. You know what? Yeah, this is a 5-star. You're getting 5 stars, buddy. So this is who I bought it from. You can guess, spoiler alert, what it is. That's pretty interesting too. Wait a minute. This is a limited 5. I didn't know this was... I knew this was a limited alt cover. I didn't know it was a certificate of authenticity 500 print run. So here's the book. Radio Apocalypse. I don't normally pay for variant covers. I don't really like the covers of Radio Apocalypse, to be honest. I really like Rom V. The Mini Desilela Star blew me away. It is one of the greatest I mean, it's definitely one of the best books I read this year, but it's up there with my top comic miniseries I've read of all time. It's really a beautiful. It's literature in comic book form. So when Radio Apocalypse is coming out, I wanted to get it, and I saw this book, and it just... apart from the cover being striking, it had a little bit of sentimental, but there was just sort of a subjective attachment or attraction to it. Beyond just I like the aesthetics of it, that's cool. But Skip and I being partners on our show, Skip is the one who introduced me to Rom V. Skip, we kind of joke that if a comic has music in it, or it's about music or whatever, he'll buy it. And I joke, and I was like, if the comic has dogs in it, I'll buy it. So I was like, I saw this, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like a Skip and Ash thing here. So it just worked out like it just felt like Providence, if you will. So anyways, here's Radio Apocalypse #1, limited to 500 copies, certificate of authenticity. Did not even know. I just thought this was like a rare cover. So that's pretty cool. It seems to be really good. I'm looking through the book here in the corners, and all the corners are really good. This could be a 9.8. Maybe I could send it away. Oh, maybe. I don't have any slab books. I'm not really a slabber. So there you go. That was my unboxings. Hope that was as exciting for you as it was for me. I mostly do these because, well, number one, someone's gracious enough to send me something. I like to do a video is the least I can do to say thank you. And I know I enjoy watching unboxings of things I'm interested in, especially if it's a person that I like. So like when Skip, he does his unboxings, I just enjoy seeing what it is he got because he's a friend of mine, and I get to live vicariously through him. And it's just, I don't know, this is kind of like a conversation. If you made it this far in the video, obviously you like what I do somewhat. So thank you for watching my channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you. I don't have a ton, but I do appreciate every single one that I do have. I don't think of myself as any sort of superstar. I'm just a pair of hands on a camera. And I just like sharing my interests with people. I think enjoying things, having joy in things is better when it's shared with people. And I don't know really anyone in real life that, you know, I find myself. So online became kind of that extension. In fact, it was because of the online comics community that got me back into the hobby again. I've been away for so long. So I don't necessarily know what's going on with my channel. Those of you who have been around for a while know that the content has been skimpy. I've been keeping it open pretty much just for the weekly shows that we do, which is, like I said, most Wednesdays we do the Unnamed Indie Comic Show. That's a podcast format. That's a fan show about independent comics. And we talk about all sorts of different independent comics, but we also drill down and feature a handful that are special to us, and we kind of geek out about them. So if you like that, give it a shot. Come chat. We like to see people in the live chats. It makes it fun. And then once a month, we do a spin-off show called The Criminal Cast, which is basically the same thing, but it's all focused on Ed Brubaker, independent works of Ed Brubaker, which he's most famous for a series called Criminal, hence the name Criminal Cast. But most of his books are crime stories, and he's someone that I'm new to. I've discovered him late. I do the show with Skip, and I also do Eric Breen, are the two co-hosts. They're big Ed Brubaker fans. They're both instrumental in getting me to be his fan, and they've read all these books, and I'm sort of the new guy. Every book we feature every month, it's my first time reading it because I'm just discovering them, and I'm waiting. I'm not reading ahead. I could go binge. I have many books that we haven't covered yet, and I'm not going to read them now because I want to have that singular viewpoint of like, I just read this fresh, even though you guys read this a couple years ago or whatever. Anyways, if that sounds interesting to you, get on the Brubaker train. He's quite possibly the best writer in comics right now. At least for what he does. He may not be the most versatile writer, but when it comes to what he does, there's no one doing it better. Every time I read an Ed Brubaker book, I'm just blown away. And I'm like, how many times am I going to be impressed? Get a new book. My God, this is amazing. So I'm not going to keep laughing. We do those. We also have a Discord channel. Information is down somewhere down there. You're invited to come hang out. It's a friendly little community. It's not really a community. It's a group of locals. We like talking about comics, razzing each other sometimes about our comic choices. It's all in good fun, and no hate there. It's moderated. Some people have told me like Discord's this terrible place, and I'm like, I don't understand. You're on Twitter. Twitter is completely unmoderated. Everyone is on it. Discord you have to be invited to a channel, and then yes, there are some bad Discord channels, but just don't go there. But I've had people tell me they don't want to come to my Discord channel because Discord's a cesspool, and I'm like, my Discord channel's not. Everyone on my Discord's awesome. I don't recall ever having one problem. Like, the worst thing that ever happened once is I had to tell a guy to, like, hey, chill down, because he was not, I don't think he was intentionally spamming, but he was posting images and stuff of, like, comics, and he was posting by himself more than everyone else on the channel combined. And I was like, look, man, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but it's coming like spam. Like, you're just boom, 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 boom. But that wasn't because the guy was a jerk. He just, I broke it to him, and he was like, oh, okay. And that's the worst thing that's ever happened. Anyways, Discord's cool. We do some live vocal chats on there sometimes, which can be fun. And you don't have to participate, but you can always listen in. And I don't know what else to say. 2021 was kind of a terrible year, but I did have some blessings in it that I'm thankful for. I hope 2022 is better. Omicron is going around. It's apparently highly contagious, but thankfully it seems to be very, very low threat level. So if you are a person of reasonable health, you pretty much have very little to worry about, but still no one wants to get a really bad flu. So take care of yourself, wash your hands, and hang in there. And I'd love to hear from you. So if you're watching this after the fact, oh wait, this isn't live. Leave some comments. I don't know how to do the pointing thing on this, because there you go. Whatever. Leave some comments. And if you're still here, I don't know what. Just make fun of me, I guess. I don't know how to end this thing. I'm sure Eric Breen will say something. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.